Over the last 2 years, WWE released over 100 wrestlers and backstage producers. The company has been on a spree of releasing people they don't need anymore, and looking back at most of these people that they fired, I can see why WWE did what they did. They didn't really bring too much value to the promotion. On the other hand though, there are 10 wrestlers that WWE should have never released in the first place. In this video, we're going to take a look at those names that Vince McMahon should have never released and should even try to consider bringing back. Number 10, ZACK RYDER. WWE released ZACK RYDER in April 2020. As you can see from his current run as Matt Cardona, he's shown us that he can be a main event player. Cardona has been on a really good indies run since 2020, generating some buzz for his name. I don't even want to see the name ZACK RYDER ever again. I think Matt Cardona is significantly better. AEW had the opportunity to sign him, but they just never did. He just had some appearances on Dynamite before heading back into the independent scene. Cardona is currently the NWA World Champion. I think WWE should try to bring him back because this version of him could be a top mid-carder or even a world champion. I'm not gonna lie, I could see him being the world champion if he's booked properly. I'm on the Matt Cardona hype train, and WWE made a mistake letting him go, so they gotta right their wrong and bring him back. Number 9, ANDRADE. Andrade's time in WWE was a big disappointment. Following a successful NXT run, he never really got the same push on the main roster. That's perfectly fine, to be honest though. I didn't expect Andrade to become the world champion on Raw or SmackDown immediately. There are levels to this game. The WWE chose to make him a pretty important mid-card act. Andrade had some really excellent matches with Rey Mysterio, and the former NXT champion even won some gold on the main roster. Andrade was a United States champion, and that was a perfect role for him. Over time though, WWE just started to use him less and less. Andrade expressed his frustrations, and the WWE agreed to release him. I've always felt like that was a stupid move. Andrade is a good hand to keep for the mid-card division, and since joining AEW, he's also been booked pretty terrible there too. The WWE should have never released him in the first place, and honestly, they should try to bring him back too. Number 8, Aleister Black. WWE released Aleister Black a week after his long-awaited return on SmackDown. Rather than get involved in an important rivalry with Big E, he was met with a phone call to discuss the ending of his WWE contract. Black would later jump to AEW, who quickly signed him. Aleister is now known as Malachi. After a pretty good start to his AEW career and having a feud with Cody Rhodes, it has fallen flat. I think it's safe to say that Black's got a lot of good, but also bad ideas. The WWE machine knew when to shut down some of those bizarre ideas, but that doesn't mean he's a bad talent at all. I think Aleister Black would have been great for the WWE, and I still don't understand the reason for his release. Vince McMahon even seemed to like him, and Black never said a bad thing about him either. He only praised McMahon. I say he ends up coming back with WWE because they know it was a bad decision to let him go, and his wife even works for them too. Number 7, Buddy Murphy. Buddy Murphy is everything WWE wants in a superstar. Let's talk about his physique. You don't necessarily need a great physique to be successful in wrestling, but it definitely helps, especially in the WWE, and Buddy Murphy has one of the best physiques in wrestling because his abs have abs. Murphy can also put on a fantastic match with anyone in the world. Buddy's so good in the ring. Murphy isn't too shabby on the microphone either. I even think that WWE put him to the test in 2019 when he entered that small program with Roman Reigns, and I thought he passed with flying colors. That is when WWE should have started to build him as the next big thing, but they didn't. And now Murphy is in AEW, but I bet WWE regrets releasing him. Number 6, RUSEV. WWE releasing RUSEV was a mistake the second it was announced. RUSEV is one of those wrestlers that you've got to keep on your roster because that is how talented the man is. RUSEV got over with his Bulgarian gimmick that included a tank. Nonetheless, a tank where he literally shacked Pllana in there, and that is just absolutely legendary. Not only that, but he became one of the hottest things in 2018 when he got over the Rusev Day character. Even when they threw complete garbage at him with the Bobby Lashley storyline, Rusev made it work. In AEW, he became Miro and did some good work as the TNT champion. Similar to the other ex-WWE wrestlers that are now in AEW, he just disappeared after suffering an injury. He did heal from it, but they don't have any creative plans for his character. WWE should bring him back and make him world champion. I don't care, I said it. I think Rusev is definitely world championship material. Number 5, Keith Lee. When you think about the biggest wasted opportunities by WWE, Keith Lee definitely comes into your mind. We've never seen someone of his size wrestle like a cruiserweight. It was actually incredible to see. Lee could have been such a big star. The audience would have absolutely loved him, and it's a shame that WWE let him go so quickly. WWE reportedly said that he had attitude problems, which is what led to his release. We'll never really know the truth, but it doesn't matter. WWE needs to stop acting petty because it cost them a man that could have been a massive star for the company. Lee's now in AEW and he's going to compete for the Tag Team Championship tomorrow on Double or Nothing. I think it's a shame that WWE fired him. Number 4, KROSS. When he first arrived in NXT, KROSS looked like he was going to become the next big thing on the main roster. He had the look, the jaw-dropping entrance, and all the potential in the world. WWE literally botched everything once he came onto Raw. They took away his cool entrance, his wife wasn't a part of his character anymore, and he lost to Jeff Hardy. WWE was even getting ready to repackage him. I don't understand the reason behind that. You don't fix something that ain't broken. I think that WWE has had a hard time understanding that concept. Anyways, KROSS was released and that was the ending of his career. I thought that was an incredibly stupid mistake to make. KROSS could have been huge and I bet WWE misses the big man. I don't know if he would ever come back, but WWE should definitely give it a try. Number 3, EC3. I will never understand how WWE ruined EC3. That man looks like somebody Vince McMahon would have loved. Unfortunately, that wasn't the case. EC3 actually was in the WWE way back during the original NXT days. It didn't work out then, but he did go to reinvent himself at Impact Wrestling and it worked. He came back to WWE and had a decent run in NXT. I expected him to have a better career when he did join the main roster, but I was totally wrong. He failed miserably. Vince McMahon did not care about him whatsoever. That was always mind-blowing to me because he looks like a legit champion. Other than that though, I think he really understands the importance of character work in wrestling, and I doubt he'll ever come back because he's got his own wrestling promotion now, but it was one of the worst releases in my opinion. Number 2, The Revival. WWE released the best tag team in the world in 2020. The tag team was unhappy with their position in the company as well as the booking of the tag team division. Let's be real, WWE treated the division as a joke. It's a different story now, but back then it was hot garbage. FTR then joined AEW and have had a pretty decent run. If I'm WWE, I'm doing everything in my power to bring them back, but actually push them this time around. And the number 1 wrestler that WWE should have not released is the Fiend Bray Wyatt. I've said this multiple times, so I don't think I need to repeat myself too much, but basically I think Bray Wyatt is the biggest missed opportunity in wrestling history. Vince McMahon let go of one of the biggest stars at the time, a decision I will never truly fully understand. I don't care how much he was making, Wyatt was worth every penny. Hopefully he comes back one day, we'll have to wait and see. Anyways, that is it for the video, guys. Thanks for watching. I hope y'all enjoyed. If you did, make sure to leave a like and subscribe, and I'll see you all in the next video.